We hope you enjoy this rebroadcast of Risk On's highest-rated topics for the previous week. Todd and Jason will return next week with their regularly scheduled programming. And now, Risk On.
Hey, it's Todd Ault. It's the 93rd episode of Risk On. It is June 14th. Happy birthday to my business partner, Will Horn, and the CEO of Alzamend. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I got it off the brain. Sorry.
No way.
Sorry, that was wrong. And the CEO.
Freud.
So let's try that again. And the CEO of Ault Global Holdings. I am the executive vice. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's start this over. It's June 14th. This is the 93rd episode of Risk On. Happy birthday to Will Horn, the CEO of Ault Global Holdings. I am, of course, the executive chairman of Ault Global Holdings. I'm with Marshall Wilkinson.
How are we doing?
Jason Bartholomew.
What's
Our
up?
producer Josh is in the house. Skylar, what's up?
Hello. Happy Monday.
May be one of the biggest days of my business career. You will all be finding that out soon. I don't know that if I could be more happy, I will disclose things when I can disclose them. In the meantime,
Happy birthday, Will.
happy birthday, Will. Happy birthday, Donald J. Trump.
Yep.
Happy birthday to Howard's son,
Yep.
a friend of ours who's on our board of directors. Someone else's birthday today is too. I can't remember who else it was. Anybody else have a recollection?
Not that I know. No.
So I'm a little distracted as those people who follow Ault Global or Alzamend, I'm sure everyone knows there's filings flying around. We'll be in touch about those soon. By the way, I had a conversation with someone about Naked Brands. The Naked Army, I'd be paying close attention to that stock. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there. I don't know all the details, but I kind of understand why the CEO did not do the interview with us now. And, you know, when you got that much cash, I guess you're always probably looking to do deals, right? So never know what's happening there, you know. But I am told that what I was confirmed was when he can, will be the first interview.
I mean, that's all we can hope for.
Can we believe him?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I believe him.
I
so.
believe Justin. I do, and I think he's trying to do the right things, and he's trying to do something with that cash, and so you know I'm supportive. He needs space to make sure he's comfortable.
You know, Todd, that's a verbal gentleman's agreement. You know, I've seen some of those verbal agreements in the past here recently.
Yeah.
They didn't quite work out the same.
Yeah, the Australians are probably people of their word. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Here in America, people give us verbal agreements all the time. They may decide to move on from them.
Yeah.
Maybe have some pizza with you,
Yeah, it's pretty low
and then
blow.
decide to change their mind
Yeah.
because you want a contract or something.
I mean, you just
you
a couple hours.
You want to wire millions of dollars without any like a signature on anything, with no notice. The exciting news is this week we'll probably know the date of the Risk On conference.
Awesome.
In fact, I think I sent you an email so you could see the proposed dates and the venue, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, awesome.
But it's kind of shaping up. Right now, we're talking about doing it at the Virgin Hotel.
Yep.
Our preliminary dates are around the end of August, which my wife thinks is too soon. That's 2.5 months from now. And actually, I really thought, be honest with you, very carefully, that you'd be the deciding factor as the actual dates. Because I know that you're really organized since you build buildings and infrastructure. You have to be organized and have a team organized around this.
Yes.
And I figured you'd want to chime in because you know me.
Yeah.
I won't be organized.
Yeah.
I'll be like, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Come on, Skylar, get it done right now.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Skyla, you do it.
I'm anal, yeah.
Right.
Definitely need that.
I sent you the email.
Okay.
The guy who's planning is willing to come see you, but the Virgin Hotel is being very cooperative.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
Like it.
has offered us some pretty big incentives, and we could do F&B there and really take care of people. I think there's going to be 300 spots,
Okay.
and it's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I can't wait.
Dude, that's really a hearty ambition there. 300 spots. I mean, that's a good amount. I was thinking more like
I think Marshall, yourself, Skyla, Josh, the team, Willie, everyone, we'll get 300 people
Oh,
there.
I agree. Totally. No question.
My wife's concerned about the temperature, but I'm like,
you know, I bet Virgin Hotel has some great air conditioning.
Oh, yeah,
Imagine-
for sure.
Yeah. And ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
have ice and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a pool and stuff
And a
like
pool,
that.
yeah.
And
I
by
mean-
the way, the guy who's doing it for us, who's really apparently one of the top guys in Vegas for running these venues, he He even got me I can say a little bit. He even got me a flight to, let's say, a private flight to ring the bell for the NASDAQ.
Amazing.
I mean, you want to just let it
Wheels
go,
up.
but we can't really let it go.
I know.
Let it fly, Todd.
We will affect as soon as the press release hits.
Yeah.
We will affect a that Saturday night. There'll be a party, and apparently Virgin has like a nice pool, and we can have a party area.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to broadcast it, a virtual broadcast. We already know we're going to have Brad Lee speaking there.
Okay.
Marshall Wilkinson's going to speak there.
You bet.
A surprise guest, a childhood star, is going to speak there about his.
Is this one of your
can't wait.
guys?
What?
Marshall, Blaze Wheaton. Check out the new sports club Money Baby at Virgin Hotel. We just built it, and it opened last weekend.
I don't know, Blaze.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I had dinner last night with the head of lodging for Amex, and she's been this weekend. She was at Virgin for the opening.
Okay.
And she just sung its praises.
I'm a believer that marrying the right person, whether you're a woman or a man, is 95% of your success. If I was not married to my wife, there's no way I'd have what I have. She has been completely a perfect partner. They're very hard to find. You have to marry the right person. If you want to be a successful man, that statement behind the ever successful man is a great woman is absolutely true.
Hey, so Marshall, I think
Yes.
we need to talk about a couple of things that are geopolitical.
Bring it on.
And the top one is obviously the one with the nuclear facility in China.
Yeah.
It appears that a French company, Framatome. Nick, you got this real quick? It looks like
You can throw it up.
Yeah, it looks like from engineering company from France has raised concerns about a possible leak at a Chinese nuclear plant that it part owns. Now, keep in mind, this nuclear plant is less than 100 miles from Hong Kong.
Okay.
And also, according to the warning, it's issuing an imminent radiological threat. That's according to U.S. officials who spoke to, I guess, CNN, who was covering the story. Apparently, their company's warning letter accused the plant of raising the limit on an acceptable amount of radiation detected outside of the plant to stop it from getting shut down. So the government sources told CNN that the Biden administration does not believe that the issue is yet at a crisis level. This is coming from Newsweek, by the way, today.
Okay.
So this is something, and this can affect some uranium stocks like URG, actually down today, 4%. Full disclosure, we're out of URG. For those of you that don't know what transitory inflation is,
explain what that means.
it's basically what they're saying is it's just temporary.
Yeah.
Temporary inflation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't include like day-to-day commodities in your life. Like the formula for the CPI doesn't include stuff that you know, like a Snickers bar or like some food. You know, obviously it covers stuff like soybean futures, corn futures, oil, but it doesn't really cover like gasoline. It doesn't cover your day-to-day stuff, bottles of water. Anything like that you buy every single day without thinking about it.
Yep.
That stuff's going up too.
Yep.
I mean, look at chicken breast. If you want to get boneless, skinless chicken breast, organic. God forbid you get some organic, skinless, boneless chicken breast.
Right.
In Canada right now, it's like $28 a pound.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
If you look at like,
It's crazy, right?
insanity.
It's
I did
insane.
not know that.
93% like organic ground beef through the roof.
Yeah. Same
Like-
thing with a ribeye.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Try to buy a ribeye.
Food is
it's up $10.
food is skyrocketing. And what Powell's going to do is he in my opinion, they can't raise interest rates.
They cannot.
But what they can do is talk about tapering.
Yeah. They can talk about tapering.
Tapering would mean that they were going to transition out of the liquidity game in the markets. They've been propping up the markets. They've been putting liquidity into the markets for many, many years since the Obama administration. So what's going to happen when they remove some of that liquidity out of the markets? A lot can happen that's not good for the bull market.
No.
So our thesis here at Risk On is we are short the Qs, we are short the spiders, and we're looking for some downward movement here coming into Tuesday afternoon into the Wednesday FOMC Jerome Powell speech. We're looking to see some significant movement in the macro markets. Yeah.
You know, so the funny thing is who is the comparison that we could compare ourselves against to try to get some insight on where this can lead? And the comparison is Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all out of the Japanese playbook. The rise of the central bank and where we're at now, and cutting rates.
Yep.
And then lifting them up a little bit. This is Japan, and it's a stagnation period. The thing is, though, is that I believe that inflation isn't transitory, and Japan didn't experience the inflation that I think that we're going to experience.
Yeah, and also we have our fearless leader abroad in the G7 meeting talking about corporate tax rates, global tax rates, good for the globe, like all this stuff that's going on. We can't even pay our own bills right now. I just don't understand how
they can't raise rates because the interest on the debt alone will kill us.
Exactly. If the Fed funds rate goes up a quarter, that's an immense amount of money that they pay just on the interest of the
We've
debt.
painted ourselves into a corner.
Hey, I'm super sentimental about this. I'm glad that everyone's here. Jason, you know I've been talking about this for a couple years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The whole time I've known you.
It was in my backyard, University of South Florida.
Yeah, in your backyard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, special thanks to Willie Ames, the first spokesman for Alzheimer's Neuro. The whole team, everyone involved. Steve Smith, a big investor, supported me. Bill Coons, banker at Spartan, who's been a personal friend for years. Eric Fleshy. There's a lot of people involved in this IPO. I'm going to forget your names, and I promise you, I'll acknowledge you eventually when I remember you. But I'm a little lost. Gary Gottlieb, who was a champion for AL001. Gary knows I appreciate him. Joe, all the team that supported everything. This is Risk On. This is the 93rd episode. It is June 14th. And I can't think of a bigger Risk On opportunity than what we're doing in bringing Alzheimer's Neuro public.
Please tune in tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
It is going to be a crazy day.
Yes.
It is a crazy, crazy day. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Hey, it's Todd Ault. It's June 15th, 2021. Like I said, it's June 15th. This is the 94th episode of Risk On. To my left is Marshall Wilkinson.
Hey, good to be here.
Further to my left is my buddy Jason Bartholomew.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. Skyla's in the house. What's up?
Hello.
It is a monumental day. As I said earlier, as the haters continue to hate, my team and myself continue to create. The holding company that is DPW, the symbol, Ault Global Holdings, that I'm the executive chairman on, continues to move ahead with its plan as a holding company, sponsoring our partner company, Alzheimer's. It went public today. Opened at $29.
Wow.
At one point, I was worth like $2 billion or something like that dollars. I wasn't counting it. I promise you. It seems like I was counting it, but I wasn't counting it. Because I knew, come on, you're going to hold $29 today?
Yeah.
Nah. We'll go to Alzheimer's later, but Jason, why don't you cover the markets, which you complained about all morning in my office were terrible.
They were terrible, and they were expected to be terrible because the FOMC started today. And Jay Powell, as the Wall Street Bets crew likes to refer to him, he will have to give a speech tomorrow, but in anticipation of that, what I would consider a tapering speech and a non-movement of the federal funds rate, I think the markets are anticipating that the liquidity that the Fed has been accustomed to pumping into the markets will be tapered back. We saw the Dow Jones Industrial down 93 to 34,299, and the NASDAQ retreated 101 points to 14,072, and the S&P was down 8 to 4246. Bitcoin at the time we came on air was just a hair under 40,000.
Yep.
And Ethereum was 2523. That's a 15.68 to 1 ratio of Ethereum to Bitcoin. Oil up, though. Oil doesn't care. Inflation is real, in my opinion. Look around you. 72.75 a barrel. Gold down 5. Silver down a quarter. And copper actually down 19 cents today.
What do you think about this whole transitory thing?
I think it's a talking point. Because didn't we see a headline today that said something like inflation is a long-term transitory inflation? It's a contradiction.
How can you have both?
It's like we're having a long short.
The ironic, the ironic part about that was Stephanie Link from CNBC.
Yeah.
And I don't think she meant to have that as a talking point, but she's tried to say that transitory could be long-term in nature. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
you
You
don't
can't
get to
say
do
that.
both.
You can't do-
that
It's
doesn't make it transitory.
It's like
I mean,
saying, "Give me a
and
happy."
you caught
sad.
that in a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Dude,
it's
it's like,
ridiculous.
Give me a happy sad.
Yeah. Like once I had a photo shoot, and there was a photographer. I'm not kidding. He said, "Give me a happy sad." I'm not kidding. I'm like, how
happy
the heck
sad.
am I going to give you a happy sad?
She's
But
like-
you had to think about that.
I had
So
to
you were
think
happy
about it.
for a
Yeah,
second,
like yeah, exactly.
It's
Perplexing.
temporary forever. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
So I followed Dimensional for a long time. This is a really big deal, by the way. And I don't know if anyone's paying close attention to this. And I guess I don't quite get this. Can we go back to the screen for a second? So Dimensional just converted $30 billion worth of mutual funds to ETFs. What does this mean for the industry? They have $630 billion more dollars to convert to ETFs. Now, mutual funds are, you redeem them at the end of the day, you get your shares and you redeem them for cash and they sell off or they purchase or whatever, depending on outflows of cash and withdrawals. But with an ETF, I'm quite not understanding exactly how, does an ETF, this is where I'm lost. This is one of the rare circumstances where I don't understand this. You know, liquidation shares and purchasing shares of ETFs, I wonder if that becomes permanent capital, and that's why they're doing this. Is this a run? Do either one of you know that the ETFs, are they more permanent capital than that is of a
mutual fund?
mutual fund?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because they do trade, so then
Yes.
theoretically, it must be some form of permanent capital. Because I heard Kathy Wood talk about, well, the brokers deal with redemptions. I have a flat pool of money once I get it. So I'm getting this impression, this conversion. By the way, I want everyone to note this. This is a big deal. Dimensional, it literally owns like shares in every single public company. That's their model, is to own the whole market. And they literally, like, they're a shareholder of ours. They buy everything.
yeah.
And they converted their mutual funds. I mean, the $630 billion plan firm plans to convert 2 more mutual funds into ETFs this fall. The Dimensional just made the move, a nearly $30 billion splash in the exchange fund space. The exchange, the 4 mutual funds. I mean, this is really just remarkable to me. I'm perplexed. I just didn't. I mean, I want to look into this efficiency part of it.
Yeah.
This immediately puts Dimensional in amongst the top 15 largest ETF issuers in the United States. I mean, this is
Was it unwinding out of that business?
no. It's just
mutual
it's not
business?
it's not going to manage mutual funds anymore. It's going to
Yeah.
only manage ETFs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's like unwinding out of
yeah.
the mutual fund business. So then they have to have a long-term bead on it. The interesting thing is most mutual funds are related to 401ks, aren't they?
yeah.
I mean, mutual funds
Yeah.
and retirement funds, they're hand in hand. So it'd be interesting. Now I don't have a 401k. I don't do 401ks. It's not my thing. But can you do an ETF in a 401k?
I don't know if you can.
Oh, ETF and
I
yes.
would
Yeah,
imagine.
think
I
you
would imagine
can.
that you probably could
Yeah.
if they're doing that, because you don't want to give up all that free money, all that money that
I
people don't
think
even
that
look
this
at.
is just
Send to Wall Street every.
It's
every
funny you
week.
say that. I think that it's a great sign, but I'm a little skeptical of somewhat of how the trillions of dollars going forward follow suit. He said we know a lot of active managers like to keep their trading positions private. A lot of mutual fund industry is very focused on the 401k industry, which
Yeah.
makes the conversions very difficult.
What-
I'm overly weirded out by that.
It might be they're talking about privacy in their trades,
Yeah, whereas
and-
Kathy Woods is not private.
and they have to be public and disclose all their trades in a mutual fund. Is that what he's saying?
I think they're talking about that they have to disclose them all in an ETF.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
So it's the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this
Well, then
is
I don't know why they
I'm
would
not
make
a
that
big
move.
ETF investor, although I do trade the triple Qs.
Right.
Yep.
And the S triple Qs.
Yep.
But to convert your whole business, wow.
I mean, it's a superior way to trade, to liquidate your holdings for sure.
But the question is it permanent capital to them?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know that with the mutual funds, it looks like the mutual funds when they're priced at the previous day You will not have an exact price
Yeah,
for
they
today.
trade on an NAV,
Yeah,
the mutual
yeah,
fund.
they trade
This
on NAV.
That trades on NAV. This
This can
trades
trade
at
up or down on NAV. And they have with these things called redemption units
Mm-hmm.
where traders go in and if they're out of whack with a portfolio, they short them and then net return the proceeds. And then they buy them and deliver the security. So I'm
Have you guys ever read the book, The Fourth Turning?
I have not.
It talks about the saculum, these cycles that occur every 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we're definitely in that right now, the fourth turning.
So would that be an extreme cycle?
It would be an extreme cycle.
Nice.
So can I just give you a quick premise on it? Because I think it's really helpful for everybody listening and watching. So essentially what happens is there's a period of exuberance that occurs. So World War II would be one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Then we create institutions that reflect directly the ethos and the culture and the understandings of the people of the time.
Right.
80 years later, we have a massive generational difference. The ethos, culture, and understandings of the people of the time are not in parity with the institutions.
I
right?
get it, yeah.
So you break down the institution, and it has to be replaced with the, under the ethos, culture, and understandings of the people currently. And so we're going to see how that ties directly into our markets.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're seeing it now, just the change in trends, the changing. Because this particular scenario is going to continue to occur, and then it's going to affect corporate profits. However, maybe if they scale back some of their real estate holdings and their retail locations, they're going to have less overhead. They're going to make up that margin, that volume online.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very interesting because you look at some of that stuff and you think, okay, well, it's going to have an effect on the bottom line.
Yeah.
But sometimes it actually does it in a meaningful way.
The shift, the paradigm shift, if you will, from brick and mortar to e-commerce.
Yeah.
How is that going to affect real estate investing?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that because what's going to happen, like, for instance, like an AMC.
Right.
I think that is a sunset business.
Yeah.
People want to watch all of their movies at home. There will be some select theaters that people go to go out on a date or to do something.
Sure.
Especially, COVID restrictions are being lifted and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we're going to have massive amounts of large properties that had a commercial use that no longer really serve a purpose on the market. The question is that going to bring the market down? Because the demand isn't going to be there. Maybe we'll have a supply in that area, but the demand's not going to be there.
You're seeing like these real estate investment trusts like WPG filed Chapter 11.
Yeah.
I mean, any of these companies that have large holdings of retail properties.
Yes.
They're in like environments where I can't necessarily say, hey, let's go, Marshall, let's go buy this mall and we'll use it for Bitcoin mining.
Yeah.
Because it's just not in the right area.
Right.
So
They're going to be used for Amazon logistics centers.
Right. That's one good use.
That's one
for
very
sure.
good use for them. The market will get creative because what's going to occur is the replacement value of all of that existing real estate. It'll be the disparity between the two will be too high.
Yeah.
So they won't build. They'll just have to acquire and fit out what's on the market.
Demolish and then hire and best use.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Black Rocks of the world who are flush with cash, who
Yeah.
are buying every house every pre-foreclosure on the market.
I don't want to get you started on that.
Yeah, I mean they're going to go to town, and then we're going to have monopolies of. I mean, if you just play it out, you'll see that.
Yeah.
There's going to be massive players in that space.
the conference. So today we have a meeting about the conference. I think Marshall and the team will be setting the time we're going to have it. There's some spirited debate on when that's going to happen, but
Yep.
we're going to work that out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We know there's going to be 300 people invited.
Yes.
The rest can show up to the conference virtual. We are lining up the speakers that are going to be there. I know
right.
I'll be there.
You will.
That makes
I will be
sense.
there. Jason will be there.
Yeah. It makes sense that I'll be there too. Yeah, for sure. That
Yeah,
makes
makes
logical sense.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I know Bradley is one of them.
Yeah.
Dude, you know I'm putting
Bradley.
a bounty on your head for the poker tournament, right?
What's that
and
mean?
Marshall.
Yeah.
That means if the guy busts you out, they're going to get some kind of prize. Cash, Bitcoin. So there'll be
Bust
incentive to
out.
attack Todd and bust him with like 6-7
Bust
suited when he has
out.
aces.
We're gonna do
I
some
thought about giving out
incentives.
some stock or something.
We're gonna
something.
do stuff that nobody's
It's gonna
ever
be
done
fun.
before.
It's gonna be fun for
Yeah.
sure. So we're working on the dates of that.
Yes.
All you party people around the world are going to be invited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, I want to say to everybody watching, the big business with Todd Ault's a real thing. Todd and I are involved on it, and if you get one-on-one time with us, do it. I'm looking forward to meeting the Risk On Army. I'm looking forward to getting into the weeds and details on things that we just can't and we don't have time to on the show, and really delivering value to the people.
You
that
know
watch.
what's funny about that, Marshall, is for years people said, Todd, you're living on your laurels of what happened when you founded a company and it was sold 10, 12 years ago.
You know how much stuff you and I both have to go through because we have a camera in front of us, what we can say, what we can't say.
Yeah.
And other executives and CEOs are afraid to do it.
Yeah.
We're out here leading the charge. It's a perfect time to get in front of people.
Another
and
thing,
help them
too,
out.
is if you have a business, we're always, we're lenders. We're always looking for people to understand what they're doing. So when you get together with us with either big business and you talk problems, solutions we'll talk about solutions. When you get together at this conference, we're going to talk about those solutions also.
Yes.
We're going to meet you. We're going to know you. A lot of people I've known 20 years are still my friends through thick and thin. Those people who know they are. Randy Kepper's been with me 30 years. Jason, you stayed with me when I couldn't even pay you.
Hey, that was fine, man. We were getting value together. It was fine.
Hey, it's episode 95, right? 95,
Yes,
Skylar?
95.
It's the 16th of June, correct?
Yes,
Gotta know
it is.
where I'm at.
Yes,
man.
it
They're like
is.
all
June
crazy,
16th,
crazy.
95th episode.
But we got a pretty interesting show today. Obviously, Powell, the Fed was out today talking, which will be really exciting to listen to towards the end of the show with Marshall, the macro view of what we're doing here, what Jason and Marshall think is going to happen with the economy, with what the Fed stance is. Really, I kind of don't get it. Well, I guess a couple of the Fed guys are thinking that they're going to raise rates sooner. How does that affect things? What an interesting day for us, the way we traded today. Crazy trading day for us. And we'll talk about that shortly. Hey, Jason, what's up, my man?
Good afternoon. What's up, Marshall? How you
How we
doing?
doing? Good.
Good.
Marshall's in the house. He's going to cover a couple of interesting segments. His point of view works for us here. You guys are going to like to hear that later in the show. Vegas Dave is concerned about the market.
I know.
And you need to be concerned because when Vegas Dave talks, I mean, come on.
I mean, is that like E.F. Hutton?
No, what did he say? By the way,
He
did you
said, hide your kids, hide your family, I'm coming for you. No,
Dude,
he didn't say that.
What did he say?
He said, seriously, the American people aren't really concerned about this. They're not awake. They don't have any preparation for food and water. I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, a crazy prepper. But the fact of the matter is the Federal Reserve has been printing tons of money, trillions. Powell said he's still going to continue to buy about $120 billion in assets each month.
Yep.
And Vegas Dave's a little concerned about our monetary policy.
Vegas Dave, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's worried.
He had a nice rant.
He had a rant.
He did.
And all of a sudden because of Vegas Dave, I went and bought silver today. I went and bought First Majestic. I bought AG.
Wow.
And I lost money on it. Second, I bought it. It went down.
Why
like,
do you
literally,
say-
I bought it and it went down.
Why do you say that?
No.
Just immediately.
Did I buy it and did it go down?
Did you lose?
No. Of course, it was $50,000. I'm not worried about
Short termer. Here
it.
we
No.
go.
I'm not a short termer. I'm long silver because Vegas Dave, not because of you.
Really?
Vegas
Oh,
Dave.
okay.
It's all Vegas Dave.
Where is it on Instagram or something?
Yeah.
I have
I'm
to-
trying to
okay.
get it right here. But
I have to see it.
Forget it. Got to explain our logic here.
I thought that
as
was a
to-
joke.
No,
he's on there.
Definitely not.
Yeah, he seems like he actually seems like that type of guy who follows the markets, is interested in inflation. He buys assets. He's big into baseball cards, right?
Well, yeah, he was saying that market's gonna be destroyed.
That market's extremely manipulated, is it
Yeah.
not? Yeah. So
You know,
course.
but in all total seriousness, let's get back to business.
Yep.
We went long domestic. We went long silver, first Majestic.
Yep.
That's a big silver play.
Finally talked you into that one.
You did. And we're just kidding around about Vegas Dave. Okay, thanks, Dave. If a broken clock is right twice a day. Come
even
on.
a garbage can gets a
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah. Oh, that's better than mine. I always say even a blind robin gets a worm.
Okay.
Wow,
I
wow.
like that. Yeah.
Wow, I like that. I like even a garbage can gets a steak.
Well,
I
when
like that.
SHTF, there'll be no food. Good luck. I got plenty of food at my condo.
So I'm actually,
Good for you. Yeah. Totally.
and just to be serious about Wall Street Bets, I was kidding around. I write some calls, and I'm short 1,000 shares of AMC. It's irrelevant. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I did want to tell you that I put a limit order to buy more Naked Brands.
Oh, really?
Where was it at? In the
69.
60s?
Yeah, 69.
69.
69.50.
Yes.
So I bought some Naked Brands back. So I'm wondering, does it make me smart that I sold some up here and bought it back here? That's like the fourth trip here.
I mean, is that
Like, I know everyone gets mad and be like, stop buying and selling. I can't help myself.
it's still allowed?
Yeah, exactly.
The fourth trip in, huh?
Yeah, it's the fourth, like, woo, 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 woo. I mean, God, come on, Justin, let's make a decision. What are we buying here? What are we buying, Justin? What are we going to buy?
Is the naked army in the house today?
There's a trickle.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
There's a trickle? Okay.
They don't believe we're going to interview Justin. On the day we actually are interviewing Justin, they're going to be like, should I click on? I want everyone to have the right mindset. It's all about learning here.
Yes.
I tell people, my wife jokes about this all the time. I have a multi-million-dollar education because when I was younger, my dad was a roofer, not a business guy. I grew up without a father till I was 13. Never really had a mentor, so I made all the stupid mistakes you could, right? I mean, like every dumb mistake you could.
Yep.
And I really didn't get really a big mentor, like someone important in my life, till about 20 years ago. And I didn't follow all his advice. I was kind of stupid. And in retrospect, I would have made a lot more money if I had someone that said, don't drive off that cliff, son.
It's funny you said that.
I drove off the cliff many times.
And it's funny that you said son, because I tell people, because obviously I'm a younger guy, and I've always been the youngest guy in the room coming up. and it's because I had a father who was a mentor, who was tough as nails.
Right.
And who took me by the back of the neck and showed me how it worked. And like you said, not many people had that. I recognize how fortunate I was to have that. And I like helping people in that respect.
Oh, check out that
School
question.
of Hard Knocks, he says, yeah.
JB Ballin with a nice question for you, Marshall.
Yeah, any advice how to negotiate, keep your rent where it is? My place wants to go up like $130 a month. Yeah. I mean, well, listen, I can help you with that. I mean,
Yikes.
you want to do it live? We'll do it live.
Yeah, that's a
let's
real
do it
world
live, yeah.
let's do
scenario.
it.
I like that.
Let's get
I
JB
feel like Bill
Ballin
O'Reilly.
live,
We're going to do it live?
Yeah. I will tell you
We're
that's
doing it live.
that's wow, 130 a month.
Okay, well,
I mean, depending on his rent,
It's probably 10%. Let's say it's 1,300.
if his,
JB Ballin, how much is it?
if his rent's 1,300 and it's a 10% increase, that's brutal.
it's egregious. Now,
That's
let
egregious,
me tell
dude.
you, I understand how a landlord would do it and justify it, because
Yeah.
that sounds like something out of my playbook. But
Right.
but the way you get out of this thing, honestly, is you have to cry the blues. You are not in a position of power right now.
No, you're not.
So
Yeah.
they could just get rid of you and put somebody else in there.
Yeah.
You have to cry your eyes out. You have to say, why the kid's gonna die. I got no place to go. You can't do this to me.
Wow,
It's
1,500,
it's egregious. It's egregious and predatory. And if you do this to me and you displace me, I'm gonna sue you. Honestly, that is how I would attack this thing. Yeah,
1,500.
it's nuts, mate.
Yeah, it's a big raise.
Nuts.
Wow.
If his rent's 1,300,
He said
His rent's
1,500.
1,300.
Yeah, so JB, man, that's what you got to do. You got to say, hey, mate, you're going to break my back here. Give me a break. What are you
That's
trying to do? Kill me?
unconscionable.
Yeah.
Unconscionable that you
It's
go up that much. That's ridiculous.
I'll take you to court. There's got to be some standard. I don't know what state you're in. The only other point I really wanted to make and bring up today that I thought was interesting before we make a segue over was, I don't know if you guys heard, but Apple, their pre-installed apps, you know that there's a bill that's going after Amazon and going
Yes,
after
and the big and the person that Biden actually is putting in the was it the FCC or one of his recent appointments is anti big tech.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
So
And it's bipartisan, but
Yeah.
Democrat led.
yeah,
And they're going after Apple on an antitrust for the pre-installed apps on the phone.
well, aren't they
Kinda what
going after?
That's what they do with Microsoft with
Are they-
Netscape.
Will they go after
Exactly.
Google too?
Exactly.
Android and Google?
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Yeah, okay.
And it's also going to apply to Amazon with self-preferencing products.
Huh.
So then what are we going to do? We're going to buy an Apple and nothing's on it. We go right to an app store and then we make our own decision.
I did
what
see
the-
that. They were talking about Alexa monopoly and the
Yeah, but what they don't
Yeah.
understand is that they know what we want. I want to be able to have people recommend to me. I don't want to have to go look around for what app I want. Like, hey, it's available to
I
me
agree.
right away. Why is the government messing up? Okay, listen.
I totally agree.
Yeah, this will be an interesting conversation.
Yes.
I get that if you don't let others... highway access, right? Do you have access to the phone line? They control the narrative. I get there's a struggle there, right? But there's a happy medium between I want to get my phone and it has some preloaded apps on it, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to go like I have nothing and I got to go find it all.
I know. I don't either.
Right. Now they're saying, well, they're going to bias to their stuff. Yeah, they own the roadmap.
Yeah, they made this. I bought their product.
Yeah, they made it.
So, I mean, I would
Oh,
expect
it's
they'd
not
have-
fair. Someone has a monopoly. They don't have a monopoly. You don't have to use Apple product.
Yeah.
You don't have to use Samsung product.
Yeah.
I guess there is really only Android though, and
It
pretty-
is.
you only
yeah.
gotta get 2 choices.
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
RIM is gone. Well, RIM is gone, right? Well, BlackBerry's kind of.
Yeah, it's there, but
But
yeah.
I mean, so
Microsoft, there's an operating system there with Nokia. I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, does Microsoft have a phone?
They have something.
Yeah, they do.
I have a Microsoft Surface, and I like the Microsoft products, but I wonder what that's going to do to Apple profits. What's
Sure.
that going to do to all their profits, Amazon and Google and all that? So that's the only other point I wanted to make because I found that fascinating because that's a big deal. I was young when they did the Microsoft antitrust.
Yep.
And I really wasn't into the weeds on it. And I think that from a macro level, this is going to be big because that's a disruptor and could disrupt the whole system. And I'm about that, especially with DeFi.
When you're a small company starting up, let's help a guy start up. Let's help a woman start up. Let's help them start their business. Let's cheer them on. And when they get successful, let's demonize them. Let's tear them down. Let's tell everyone how bad they are because they
Yeah.
become, the Death Star.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Bezos was the most incredible entrepreneur that started Amazon. It was a success story. It still is a massive success story. And now he's master of the universe and he's Dr. Evil. Come on, man. This is we as Americans, we celebrate people that are rising up and then we demonize them later and
Yeah.
hate their guts.
Erik Schreiber is the person who worked for me at Eldor, and he passed yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I've
and
heard that.
he's a great guy, and I'm gonna have to fly to New York for the services. But awesome guy, man. Really, really great
Jeez.
guy.
Really.
loss.
How old was he?
He was 37. He was younger than me. I brought him on as a junior accountant.
Jeez Louise.
And let me tell you, we're for all intents and purposes, we're alphas. All of us here, we're killers.
Yeah.
We're killers. This guy wasn't a killer, man. This guy was a sweet guy.
Oh man.
Yeah, it stinks.
Well, how did he pass away?
Cardiac arrest while he was driving, and then he crashed into a tree.
Oh wow.
So we got the news right when we got off air yesterday. So listen, say yes to life and tell the people you love that you love them.
Yeah.
I was in New York 2 weeks
Can
ago,
we leave that on the screen?
and I was supposed to hang out with him.
We put that up on the screen, please.
I couldn't make it, and I'm so pissed that I didn't make it.
Yeah, obviously, things can happen very quickly. It's one of Marshall's friends he worked
dude,
with,
man.
recruited, and that sucks.
Rest in peace, Erik.
Yeah, you too. Rest in peace.
That's
Erik.
tough.
Hey guys, this is a Risk On. It is the 95th, or it's the 95th episode, right?
Yep.
It's the 95th episode of Risk On. Take care of your families. We are going to sign off now, and we're going to leave Erik's picture up there for his family. It is the 16th of June. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to the Naked Army, the Ault Army, every army out there supporting us, our friends Papa, all those people out there, Jason, Randy. We will see you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Kiss your family. Tell them you love them. Hey, it's Juneteenth. I'm just kidding. It's not Juneteenth. June 17th. It's the 96th episode of Risk On. What could be the greatest show on about risk ever? Maybe. I don't know. That's a forward-looking statement.
We'll do our best.
Probably not the greatest show on risk ever, but it might be one of the only shows on risk on a daily basis. I don't think people cover risk every day like we do. Some executive chairman of Ault Global reported a 14% position in SSNT stocks, 840, 844.
Hey, what did you
Do you know what they do? SSNT does cybersecurity. Sells software. A lot of consulting services around that.
cybersecurity? Yeah. I think we've had some trouble with that.
Hey, we filed the
recently.
13D today on SSNT. Full disclosure, it's available at sec.gov. Go to DPW or Ault Global Holdings. You can see the 13D filed. 14%.
Interesting.
Getting up there.
Very nice.
Oh, boy. Let's cover what else we got going here. Explain why, educate. Why do you file a 13D? You file a 13D when you intend to influence management. When you buy more than 4.99%, you have 10 days to file a 13D. After you go over 10%, you have 2 days to file your transactions. And you're considered an affiliate, so you got to file a Form 4 because you're a large shareholder. And besides the CEO, I think we are the largest shareholder. That CEO, Mark, nice guy, smart guy, run the company a lot of years.
Sure.
I think he's got a big cut. I think combined, though, if we were, I'm not suggesting, by the way, we combine forces. Mark and I are not aligned yet. It could be someday. But I think combined with his 40% and our 14, we would control the company. So maybe that's why it's trading up. I don't know. I have any idea. We started buying that, I think, in the low three or the high threes, right?
Yeah.
We like the software sector. We like cybersecurity. For all my detractors out there, all they said that was I needed a cannabis stock and I'd be set, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I own everything. It's a holding company.
Yep.
It holds other things. Ault Global Holdings, a diversified holding company. People, I get texts all the time. You own all these different things. Yes. And?
All right. Well, what is a holding company again?
It's a company that holds other things.
Gotcha.
What would they care if those other things were undervalued?
Yeah, exactly.
We buy undervalued assets that we perceive to be undervalued. All of you need to understand this. I'm a professional. I've been doing it a long time. There are many times where I buy something and I lose money right away. I literally bought silver yesterday. Yesterday. And I woke up to a 10% loss this morning. I texted Jason. I said, what in the hell did I do? I own silver for not even 24 hours, and I was getting pummeled for doing it. Like someone's beating the heck out of me. So don't feel bad if you're a trader. You all make mistakes. Y'all. Get your money right.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all. Get your money right. And that's my tribute to Grant Cardone. I'm going to keep doing that.
It's just a funny saying that we say around here. It's not a pejorative or a negative.
No, it's not
no,
negative.
no,
We
not at
love
all.
Grant. Come on, get your money right.
Get your money right, man.
Get your money right.
Come on, man.
Come on, Alt. Get your money right. Write me a check. Write me a check right
man.
now.
You want to buy this real estate, man.
Yeah, get my deal right now.
Come on, you want to be in my deal, man.
This is my jet. This is my helicopter.
Come
Get
on,
my
man.
jet.
I'll take you with me, man. Wish you were here on
Come on.
vacation with me, man.
That's funny.
I didn't invite you, but I wish you were here with me.
Get your money right.
Get your money right. You know, the reason why we're in, commodities are down and we're in this upside down feel and everything is wacky, it's because the dollar's ripping, which we weren't expecting to happen.
Yeah.
So one of the things you got to remember is that the dollar leads the way. You know the saying, the Rangers lead the way. Well, the dollar is the Rangers in that analogy. So if you have a ripping dollar, you can't have ripping commodities. Period. Can you pull up DXY?
It's true.
I got it.
Okay, can you throw that on the screen, gents? Okay, so that's an hourly on DXY. That's the dollar. Okay, the Fed had a meeting. You see. What is that? Between the 16th and the 17th, the Fed had their meeting. FOMC.
It's a 5 minute.
Oh, that's a 5 minute.
Let me put the
Put
hourly
the
on.
hour on
Yeah.
there. So you could see the downtrend and what happened in the downtrend. We've been experiencing all commodities up, copper up, silver up, gold up, crypto up, and then we have a turn there. So what I really am noticing is that in this new dynamic, the dollar is. Everything is really sensitive to the dollar. That's what it seems to be.
Yep.
So we've been wondering, well, what's going on with crypto? Crypto's kind of finding its footing. Well, it's simple. The dollar was turning, right? But what I do love to see now is that crypto is at 37 hovering. It didn't go below 30. It didn't hit 32 or 33
Yeah.
while we were experiencing this dollar spike. So that's something to keep an eye on. But as far as commodities are concerned, I think they may be in a position now where they kind of, if this continues to happen, that they kind of stay. I don't see them ripping any further.
Yeah.
If we have a strong dollar, which is all manipulation. So,
Yep.
so this is the point: is that technically, from a macroeconomic standpoint, this shouldn't be occurring.
That's agreeable.
So this is all manipulation to stave off inflation. So if this continues, commodities will basically stay at the levels they're at. However, I do believe that once the infrastructure bill is passed, then we're going to have a spike in commodities again, especially construction material costs.
Yeah.
So this thesis, this drum that we've been banging on this show is absolutely correct. Okay, we see it in real life. Everybody watching this sees it. You recognize that it's occurring. This is the powers that be in the system trying to halt it from happening, because it is going to be very disruptive. It's going to be a destructionary force to the middle class and to the wealth in the country. Okay, and I think that the longer term effects that we've been talking about may just be pushed on a little bit further. But this is very interesting to watch. It's the dollar strength. Watch the dollar strength, because if the dollar continues this way, a lot of what we said is going to be prolonged until, I don't know, until the levee breaks, I guess.
I'm accepting your hypothesis that we live in this world of extremes.
Yeah.
Extreme opinions, extreme actions,
Emotions.
emotions.
Yeah, that emotion.
Yeah, I tell you a sad story. I moved to Vegas, and my gardener, who's been taking care of the property for about, I don't know, like 8 or 10 years.
A long time. Yeah.
A long time. Really nice family man. Hispanic, I believe. You know, takes care of his family. He was lived next door to somebody. Apparently got a restraining order because this person was upset, allegedly, that the gardener was with his wife. You know, this is all, I don't know whether it's true or not. And so the gardener, my gardener was not staying at home for fear for his life, came to take his family on a vacation, a camping trip for the weekend. The guy next door comes over and kills him.
Whoa.
And so my gardener was murdered about a week and a half ago in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, Marshall,
Jeez.
geez Louise. I thought, extremes, man. Really?
Yeah, man.
You're going to kill somebody because they may be having an affair with your wife. I get the emotion, but I get that this is just like crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I think about where I used to live in Orange County, that young boy, 6 years old, gets killed by a guy and his girlfriend driving in a car because the mom cut him off, didn't see the kid in the back seat, shot into the car and killed the 6-year-old. Now, of course, they're under arrest.
I
Yeah.
heard about that.
What goes through people's mind that they think it's going to be okay? What did they think is the outcome of shooting into a car or killing another person?
Oh, they're not thinking.
That little kid in North Dakota was riding a bike and just got taken off the bike and stabbed 25 times, killed. Terrible. Crazy stuff.
We
So
live
my
in a
point
wild world,
wasn't to
man.
be Debbie Downer, but
Yeah.
to say, Marshall, I think it's really ringing true. I think I give okay advice. Sometimes, business-wise, I think I give better advice. But you're part of that extremes are the reason why we're founding this thing called Big Business with Todd Ault. We didn't want to launch it till after the IPO. We didn't want to sound too promotional. But I thought, Marshall, you could kind of take people through what you thought we'd be doing in it and why we want people to sign up for it. The number's 949-799-1831. Put in big, B-I-G. But Marshall, I was kind of hoping you could walk everyone through the idea of how it's going to get started.
So definitely the Big Business with Todd Ault and Marshall Wilkinson is a call that's going to occur once a week between 60 and 90 minutes. And it's going to be an opportunity for everyone who is interested, who wants to be involved, who's part of the Risk On Army, to get some time with Todd and I. And I will say this is going to be specifically for entrepreneurs, small business owners, salespeople, realtors, investors, and traders. I mean, this is going to be a business call. Obviously, you're watching this for business, but it's going to be a business call. It's really for anyone who's looking to take their business to the next level. How to start a business, how to run a business, what's required. Once you get your money, how do you keep your money? Once you're able to put some money together, how do you deploy it to earn alpha, taxes, et cetera? It's an opportunity for you to get in front of us, for us to get in front of you, to meet each other, and to help you take your business and your entire game to the next level based on the experience that we have in our life and in our operation and business. And it's also an avenue for us to get into a real deep dive. I mean, we can get into it here, but there's a lot that we have to cover on the show. But the Big Business with Todd Ault call is going to be a deep dive into trading, investing, IPO, how to run a business, how to scale a business, how to manage people's sales and negotiation, closing, how to get customers, marketing. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to being a successful business person. And we're going to do that on a rolling 4-week calendar. So we've made a commitment to do that once a week, and we're just going to keep doing it. We're just going to keep rolling, and hopefully we can meet as much people as possible and help as many people as we can. And by the way, it's extremely affordable. This isn't by any means any sort of money grab, upselling deal. This is a real thing. You get in front of us on a call. We get to meet each other, and it's a 360 win for everyone.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I got a lot of contacts on Wall Street, bankers, people raising capital, allocating capital, money managers, investors. And so when we're doing this call and we're learning about your business questions, it's going to lead to us understanding what it is you want to do with your business or what business you want to go into. I saw one person, I want to say it was Papa Gorilla, who says that they're talking about building some houses, right? Well, I got my curiosity, and she's I'd love to see Papa in the group, right? Because I want to talk to him about what he's doing in housing.
No brainer.
We need deal flow. And so sometimes, hey, I've been on these calls before where, and I don't even know what I'm saying. Every time I'm on a call, every time I'm involved with a group, I meet someone who I end up doing business with. I just do.
Yeah, I know you do.
And that's kind of how I met you in a sense.
Yeah.
We were involved in crypto, and, and somehow you reached out to me, and I don't know whether it was a call or a conference call, but this is kind of the way this works. And so if we're like-minded and you're on the show and you decide to be in the private call, it allows us to get to know you a little bit and see if there's ways we can. I'll give you an example. I used to own restaurant chains. I've been involved in restaurants that sold to private equity. I've owned individual restaurants. So I kind of have a little bit of an understanding what Papa's doing. I've been involved in investing in biotech, healthcare, medical devices, finance companies, automobile companies. I mean, like auto repair, auto repair shops, oil and gas places where that Easy Lube thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, just everything under the sun you can think of. Hey, yesterday, man, I was involved in a call for something for tennis called the Slinger Bag. Have you guys heard of Slinger Bag? I never even heard of it.
No.
It's a public company, too. I never even heard of it, called Slinger Bag.
What the
And they're
heck?
talking to me about doing a deal. I'm like, Slinger Bag? And they're like, yeah, it's public. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Slinger Bag. You should look it up. I don't even know what it is. He goes, I paid $800 for this bag. I'm like, Slinger Bag? But apparently it's something to do with tennis,
Yeah.
And so we learn something every day on these kind of calls. And so when I talked to him over the last year and some change, I talked to Marshall about how could we do business together. And he said, hey, I'll come over and help you put these calls together because he's an expert in training. You can see that in his construction calls and what he does with contractors and stuff like that. And so we're pretty darn excited about it.
And I just want to say that's who you are, right? I'm your friend, but I'm sitting next to you right now. 'Cause
Sure.
You love doing business with people and learning from people. And I want to say another thing. The reason why I'm so convicted and bullish on this call is because I know, and you do too, everyone watching this knows, the internet is filled with people telling you, teaching you things they know nothing about. This is a new era.
Sure.
If you want to know about finance and stocks and activism and taking over companies, you want to learn about sales, negotiation, managing people, being that type of guy, right here. So, I see people spend $250,000.
By the way, I know one person that did that, by the way.
Me too.
A couple.
Yeah, exactly. They spend
Real
250
money.
Yeah, to get in a group with somebody to tell them how to do something they've never done before.
Right.
Like,
and
I-
they got
like-
assigned to a junior person, too.
Is
Like
that right?
the main person got him in, and then another person
Yeah.
who was like an associate. Like, we were supposed to be doing business with the other person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
These calls are going to be you and I.
Yeah, for sure.
I come across contractors. I just want to say, I come across contractors that get in these things, and they pay big money from a guy who never built anything. What can you teach a contractor? Think about it. What can you teach? What can you teach a sales guy? You're not a salesperson. You never negotiated a deal in your life.
Hey, it's not, by the way, just us. Jason, as you guys know, the reason I had him on the show and have him on the show is because Jason's a risk analysis guy. And where did he get that from? Playing poker, looking at the odds. And Jason's changed my game. I go to him all the time and say, kind of, what's risk reward here? What do you see as downside? Let's look at this from an analysis on an individual position. And even on a day like today, we got hit for 1%, right, Jason?
Yeah.
It felt a lot worse than it was. It's actually less than 1%. By
Nobody
the way.
likes to lose.
Yeah, but Jason and I don't like having a down day. By the way, Jason, it was probably actually 0.5%, and then now with SSNT rallying, there's no percent.
Well, it felt a lot worse than it was.
Because we own 700,000 shares of SSNT. It's up over $1 in the aftermarket.
That's massive.
Wow.
Ooh, but we're not sellers yet.
No.
It's June 17th. It is Thursday. We're going to see you tomorrow. We appreciate everybody. Thanks to Lance last night for dinner joining us. My man Marshall, Jason, Crypto Joe in the house. Brett last night working late with Nick. We appreciate you out there, Risk On Army. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Hey, it's Todd Ault. What episode is this?
97.
97 as we tick closer every day to the 100th episode. Risk On is about risk, things you do with your financial life, your personal life, your ability to drive a car fast and live through it, take risk and hopefully make money at the same time. It's not just about money, but you know, what is, right?
Oh, absolutely. You've got a lot of concern about the dollar. The U.S. dollar considered to be, obviously the global reserve currency, the petrodollar, not backed by anything other than our military. That's my opinion. But if you look at it, you'll probably agree with me. If somebody in the chat wants to give me another scenario that the U.S. dollar is backed by the full faith of our government, okay, I guess you could say that. I mean, if you have faith in our government, maybe I'm a little bit bearish on that. But the military does stand in the way of anybody trying to mess with the dollar. But, however, cryptocurrency, you could make a case that it could mess with the dollar. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay.
The
So
disruptor.
that's why you've seen a lot of politicians speak out against cryptocurrency recently. Even some of my favorites, like Donald J. Trump, came out and said, hey, this could be competition to the dollar.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have to agree with everything that some politician, or in this case, a businessman turned quasi-politician says, but it is what it is, and certainly it is cause for concern. I apologize for that. Something went wrong technically, but it is cause for concern for the government because it is gathering more steam as far as more eyes and ears becoming aware of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Still less than 5% of the world actually knows about cryptocurrency, actually
Yeah.
has invested in cryptocurrency. So, obviously it's not like the US dollar that's popular all over the place. It's every country. They'll take the greenback. But hey, crypto's in its infancy stage. It's not like silver or gold, thousands of years old. So let's see what happens.
Can I just jump in and also
Yeah,
say
for
that,
sure.
When we talk about crypto and that ecosystem, the DeFi itself, I tell this to everybody. All of these other coins are venture capital bets. They're projects that are companies.
Sure.
So when I talk about crypto, when I think of crypto, I'm thinking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not thinking about all these other coins.
Yeah, all these altcoins.
They're all venture capital bets. So if you buy these coins, you just consider yourself a venture capitalist. You're betting on a team, a management team. You're betting on a thesis and an idea of revenue.
Yep.
Bitcoin doesn't have that. It's completely independent. It's not run by a company, and so. I think when you see the altcoins and DeFi get smashed, Bitcoin gets lumped into it, but it's at 35,000. It's been in a band of between 30 and 40,000 this entire time.
Yeah.
And it moves $6,000 in a day. So that $10,000 band.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my opinion, it's just running flat, and that proves massive resilience when all other inflation hedge trades have fell off a cliff.
Absolutely.
You want to hear something funny? I'm going to tell you a funny story. I'm not joking around. Will Horn, we were trying to pick the symbol. He said, Todd, T-O-D-D.
Get out of here.
I almost
like
busted
that.
up laughing. He wanted the symbol of Ault Global to be Todd.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my God.
That would be
If I
great.
had haters already, it would be official.
You could just go on there and we go on and be like, this is Todd.
Yeah.
I'm executive chairman of Todd.
Yeah. I'm Todd,
God.
the executive chairman of Todd.
Ault Global, no. Ault
Yeah.
Global
Well,
Holdings.
oh,
is a
yeah.
symbol.
You know what I mean,
Come
though.
on,
Take the
man.
symbol,
Let's
Todd.
But yeah.
Get your money right.
Get your money right, man. In a world of extremes with massive exuberance in the markets where your money and your future is at play, I really think we got to be very careful with the decisions that we make in investing. Like Todd says, you spend more time planning your vacations than you do planning your investments for the rest of your life. So, what we've been saying on this show, Jason and I and Todd and Skyla, is we recognize inflation's here and it's going to continue to grow. And we know that there's a system that's trying to kill an alternative system that lives out there, which is the DeFi, which is the avenue for freedom for Main Street America.
I'm seeing the chat. There's a lot of firepower here talking about investing in real estate.
The reason I love the space so much is that I want to be clear with everyone. I love this demographic of like rents that are reasonable, that people can afford. As an investor, you're passing the renter on an opportunity to afford something nice, and you're getting paid, but you always have demand in that space, sort of that sell to the masses, not the classes, right? Where you're not selling super high end like in New York, where Marshall, not everyone can afford the apartment building you do, but you're a successful guy. I would be fearful of that area because I think how many people can afford where you live, right?
Great
but
building,
I'm okay to be sort of more middle of the road in terms of the cost structure of where I would invest in real estate, and it's just something that when you do it, it forces you to hold it. You're not looking at the market every day, trading the value of it every day. You're allowing that money to compound. So I'm super excited that we're finally going to be able to open up the real estate opportunities that we have.
Dude, great show. We had so much to cover today. I wanted to say I'm really looking forward to the 100th episode.
Yeah.
I love the Risk On Army. We're going to be in Miami this weekend, so if you want to come down and see us, we're going to be at the Fountain Blue at a conference.
Yeah.
And love being here.
Hey, if you're going to be in Miami, text us at 949-799-1831 and let us know you're there. I'm already seeing the congressman, man. I look forward to dinner with you Monday night. You know who you are. Congressman, it's going to be great to get back together and see you. You will not be in Miami, you baby.
I will.
I'll be reconsidering.
Look at the chips.
I'll be putting some chips in the middle
Jason's
here.
in
Look at the chips.
Jason's in $1 million poker tournament this weekend.
Nick, here's the Win Classic. Let me give a shout out to the Win here on my screen, if you don't mind, real quick. Looks
Nice.
like we're going to play some poker here at the Win Classic. Let me just scroll down and show you what we're playing. June the 18th. Let me just make this. We got about a minute left here. We're going to play this Win Classic $1 million buy-in. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, $1 million guarantee.
I say buy-in. Don't get carried away.
No, it costs $1,600 to get in.
Wow.
And first place should be at least $300,000
Hey,
or so.
thank you for joining us on the radio. It is Father's Day for you on the radio. It is the 18th of June. A special happy anniversary to my parents who have been married more than 35 years.
Wow.
Nice.
My dad doesn't probably remember, but my mom does. Everybody take care. Have a safe weekend. And we'll see you on Monday from Miami. Jason will be in studio. Take care, everyone.